Hey guys! So today I'm going to react to a different video. This one is actually one with Rich Roll in it. And the reason I'm reacting to this is because I think he's lying to everybody. I really do. I do not think he's actually vegan. There's something he's hiding. Let's just get into this.
So, training for it, diet, getting back to the vegan, aspect of it. It seemed most people would think, vegans, wow, wouldn't they? They don't get enough, certain micronutrient deficiencies, iron, or protein, things like that. So, can you talk a little bit about how conscientious you are of what you're eating and your levels of certain micronutrients and?
Yeah, sure. I don't overcomplicate it. Like I get people send me these emails all the time. Like, tell me your ratio of this to that. And I'm like, I don't even think it. It's very simple. Like I eat a lot of whole plant-based foods as close to their natural state as possible. That's like.
So when you say a lot, does that mean you eat mostly whole plant foods? But then maybe, just maybe you supplement some fish and seafood. Is that what that means? Or are you on some gear?
General rule number one. And when I was, beginning to train, like I was just listening to my body and trying to, meet its needs as I saw fit in the moment. So I wasn't following some kind of recipe or guide.
You weren't following any kind of recipe or guide. So when it said eat meat, you ate meat?
But essentially, I start my day usually with a Vitamix smoothie, that starts with a base of dark leafy greens. Like it always starts with.
You have to be cheating. Or taking some kind of drug, because I just can't see, because this is what all vegans do. This is everything that vegans do. So that's how they start their day. That's how a lot of vegans start their day. Next.
So spinach, kale, things like that, chard. And from there it kind of builds, a pre-workout, beet greens are always good.
I don't hear a lot of vegans eating beets and beet greens and things like that, but yeah, that's just carbs.
Berries, blackberries, blueberries, berries with high antioxidants, maybe some apple or orange, and then.
You don't need to say antioxidants. Everybody already freaking knows that.
Some of the more exotic superfoods, hemp seeds, ground flax seeds.
All vegans do these. Hello, they're not exotic.
Pepitas, which are high in iron. That's one thing. Everyone worries about your iron.
Tell a bleeding woman whose ferritin is at 10 to eat those and watch it not go up.
Levels. So I make sure I eat seeds that are high in iron. And I keep it simple. Like, I have 4 kids, we're busy, we're doing a million things. I open up the fridge in the morning. I don't know what I'm going to find, So a lot of times it's just improvising with what we have. And I usually find, though, that gets me out of the door in the morning before my morning workout. If I'm really hungry, some gluten-free toast with almond butter or something like that is fine. And then I'm good. I can go out and I train. I come back.
I don't believe any of this. There's something he isn't telling us.
I'll drink the second half of that smoothie or make a different one. I'll supplement with some plant-based protein powders, but I don't I've had a whole journey with supplements and we can get into that. I don't overdo it with that at all. When I first began, I was so worried about all of these things, like, oh, you're going to be deficient in all these things. And I had all kinds of crazy supplements. And over the years, I've kind of weaned myself off of those and thought, do I really need these? Are these really working? Am I spending my money, responsibly? And I found that for the most part, I don't need most of those things that I thought that I did, including protein powder. Like I really don't even do that much.
So, in other words, he's cheating or he's taking something. Because I keep hearing that he is the best. He's doing the best possible. This was 2 years ago, mind you. This video. And I heard he's not doing so well physically. There was a comment in this video. Someone said, I've been vegan for 10 years and I've been feeling the best shape of my life, and I felt so good. In fact, I wanted to become a nutritionist, so I went and studied to become a nutritionist, and now my goal is just never to be not vegan. I will never contribute to the suffering of... So, okay, so you went vegan for your health or for the animals? Which? It has to be either one or the other. This is the thing. These vegans need to stop crying about the animals. They're gonna die. You're gonna die. Everyone will die. It's just a matter of when. The vegan diet, however, will kill you faster. It will. It will. It will. It will. You know how I know that? Do you know how I freaking know that? Because vegan gains. That's how I know that. If he cheats in terms of eating, the eating portion of the diet, if he cheats in terms of that, he certainly doesn't cheat enough. Pulling muscle, like tearing things. He's mentally just gone. He gets tired super duper easily. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. He clogs the toilet every day. Like, come on. You really think this guy is actually vegan? You really think Rich Roll is actually vegan? He might show vegan food when he does his What I Eat in a Days, but I bet you, off camera, there's something else he's, like, out of the public eye. There's something he's doing. I dare somebody to take a camera and go undercover with to watch him. Please. I double dog dare you. Please do that.
Lunch is usually a huge salad with lots of raw vegetables in it, or perhaps like quinoa and beans. I eat lots of beans, lots of black beans, beans of different kinds.
See, vegans do this all the time. All vegans do this stuff. All of them. They don't get your results. So clearly, you're not being honest with us.
Lentils, quinoa, things that are sort of plant-based foods that are higher in protein content than other plant-based foods.
Lentils are really higher in iron as well.
They're not absorbed. Bioavailability. You were a meat eater for 40 years, buddy. I'm including the years you breastfed. Assuming you did breastfeed. You were a meat eater. Up until that point. Until you were like 41 or something, right? All vegans try this stuff. By 10 years, they're not going to be anywhere where you are. So you're not being honest with us. Spill it.
Yeah, you can go to Trader Joe's and they have packets of like pre-cooked lentils. Sometimes
really?
they're like $2, So I go in there and just grab those for lunch for a quick snack.
Don't you have to be careful with stuff like that because of possibly getting sick? Dude, you gotta be careful with beans. You really have to be careful with beans. You can get so sick, if not completely die from them. Yeah, you can get really sick. Yeah.
Veggie burritos. My wife's an amazing cook, so she's made it a lot easier.
Is your whole family vegan?
Our whole family is now, and that's
Child abuse. If that's actually true, you are abusing your children, Rich Richy. Richy poo. Poopy Richy. I bet you smell like poop. You sickening piece of poop. You smelly, disgusting piece of poop. Oh, I have lost all respect. I have lost all respect now. Feeding your kids vegan? No, you will not receive any little itty bitty teeny tiny ounce of respect from me. If that is actually true and your whole freaking family is vegan, fine, keep lying. But just know, karma's gonna hit you hard where it hurts. And you will never be able to look back at yourself with the same confidence that you had while doing this. Karma's gonna hit you hard. And I hope your kids turn on you and put you to shame. Smelly Richy, poop, poopy, poopy Rich. Smelly poopy Richy, smelly poopy pants, Richy pants. I don't know.
That's been a journey in its own right, you know, with the kids and everything like that. But now they are. It wasn't always that way. But
you narcissistic piece of crap. I'm trying to bite my tongue. I don't want to swear again. I do not want to swear again. I'm getting close. I'm getting close. You piece of narcissistic piece of crap. Poopy, filthy, Richy pants. Poopy, filthy pants, Richy. Come on. Come on. I can't believe you.
but yeah, I mean,
I think you're hiding something. I don't even, like, now, if your family is actually truly vegan, no, I'm not get behind that. I don't respect that. I don't respect you. I don't respect you any more than I respect the piece of hair on my bleep.
keep it really basic. I don't overthink things.
I said the, I meant a single piece of hair on my bleep. Okay?
You know, when I'm training and I'm going out on a long ride, I try to bring a lot of whole foods with me, or, you know places where I can stop to pick up bananas. Dates are always good.
This is all carbs. All vegans do this. So you're doing something that, out of the public eye, no one knows about.
And butter again, or maybe like an almond butter sandwich I'll bring with me in my back pocket. Liquid nutrition in the form of...
Could you imagine how squished up that would be? Ew. You pull that thing out and it's all like flat. An almond butter sandwich. Could you imagine? Sticking that thing in your back pocket. You know how thin the back pockets are. And then you're sitting on your bike. Like, could you... Oh, your brain, buddy. Your brain's already gone. Wow.
A maltodextrin. You can get like 900 calories in one bottle. Things like that.
Ooh, maltodextrin's definitely super duper healthy, isn't it?
So what about like vitamin D? Is that something that you...
I don't really worry about vitamin D, and I get my levels, my blood checked and everything. My vitamin D is fine, but I'm outdoors training a lot. So, I would imagine that
You're cheating. You gotta be cheating. Come on.
that takes care of itself by exposure to the sunlight. I do supplement with vitamin B12.
As do any vegans. He is getting that McDougal voice, though. I've said this. I've noticed this for quite a while now. He's got that McDougal voice. You know how McDougal kind of has this weird sound in the back of his throat? Well, that's the way he's starting to sound.
But a lot of the foods that I eat too are also vitamin B12 fortified, so I don't get too crazy worried about that either. And my B12...
Yeah, because that's totally absorbed. It's not like you actually have to methylate it or anything. No.
Levels are fine.
So you're obviously have the luxury of living in Southern California. You're still, young. You have lighter skin. So, there's a lot of things that
I don't think we're supposed to be naturally light. Liver has pinked me up. Food for thought. I bet you're cheating with liver. What is it, lamb liver? Chicken liver? Beef liver? If you're feeding your kids that stuff, good on you. Keep doing whatever you're doing in the public eye. But remember, you're lying to people and you're ultimately going to end up killing people. Because killing people is what happens when you fail to mention the truth. The actual truth. And we're in this generation now where it seems like no one cares about life anymore. So no one cares whether or not they live or die. I've noticed that a lot with this generation. My generation included. Yeah. Especially the younger the generation goes. So Gen Z and all this stuff, they don't want to live anymore. And it's not because of, it's not because of what people think it is. It's not because of them. It's because they keep being lied to, and then the people get overwhelmed and they don't know what to do, and they're like, what's the point anymore? And then their depression gets too much because they're not taught how to treat their depression. They're not given the proper resources to treat their depression. They're eating the wrong things, so they're fueling their brains with the wrong food. And then, bam, it gets so out of hand that they just do it. It's not the best way to go about it, but that's how it happens. We're sick and tired of being lied to. I'm lucky I saw through the bullcrap and went carnivore when I did. Because I saw through the bullcrap, I think at the age of 22. I think that's when I first found Dr. Berry. I was 22 at the time. I followed him for quite a while. Before I went keto even. I'm like, okay. I liked his stuff. I liked to hear what he was saying. And he talked a lot about keto. I'm like, wait, is this the same as one of those vegan doctors except he's pushing keto instead? Then I listened to it. I'm like, wait, he's got some good points. What did our ancestors eat years ago? Meat. And I knew that. Everybody knows that. We ate almost primarily meat. Think about how many times a year we'd be able to eat plants. Not very often. Right? And then even then, it was only in times of desperation where there was nothing. We couldn't catch one deer to save our lives. Right? So we had to find something else. Something to suck it up and go hungry. In a perfect world, which basically is now, we don't have to go hungry anymore. Vegans are always hungry. Dude, I don't care though if you're eating constantly. There is something you're doing off camera, out of the public eye, that nobody knows about, that you're lying to us about. You're lying. You're omitting that. You're omitting that you do something else. Because you can't look good eating this way. You can't. You can't look even closely good eating this way. You cannot. There's no way. There is no way. That person that put that comment up there, that was probably 2 years ago that they put that up there. Bet you they're not doing so well now.
regulate the ability of your body to produce vitamin D from UVB radiation from the sun. Are there, are there other vegetarians or vegans that sort of come to you for a template or a guide, and do you have anything that you tell them usually? Because it can be a problem for vegetarians, vegans.
I think deficiencies are a problem for everyone, and I think it's endemic.
Beef liver. When carnivores start eating beef liver, nothing can stop us. We're the healthiest when we eat beef liver. We are the happiest when we eat beef liver. On top of everything else. I feel better than I have 2 weeks ago. I felt horrible 2 weeks ago. I started eating beef liver, and within a matter of days, I was like, holy crap. I'm not deficient. I know I'm not. I feel too happy to be deficient. So no, not everybody is deficient. Just the ones eating 90% plants. Yes, you are deficient. I don't care if you're eating 90% plants and your blood says your blood levels are decent. They're decent, that's the problem. You are an obligate carnivore trying to live on plants, or facultative carnivore. Humans are carnivores. So that's why I use the label carnivore. Let's just take a little bit of a tangent here. I saw several videos about, I don't want to use the carnivore label anymore. I don't want to use the carnivore label anymore. You are a carnivore. You are. That is your biology. So, whether you want the label or not, that's what you are. So, I call myself a carnivore because that's what I am. I'm a carnivore. That is my biology. Okay? All you gotta do is just stop listening to these people. Stop. If it bothers you, log off. Log off. Don't come complaining about it because that's what they want. Okay? Don't go complaining about them. They love those reactions. They love it. They love it. I've fallen guilty to them sometimes. Oh, don't eat liver, don't eat liver. You could shut up. Take your dogma and shove it over your bleep because nobody cares.
Especially since like our soils are being progressively depleted and the foods maybe aren't quite.
Mineral salts. Cows are given mineral salts. So back to what I was saying. So carnivores are not going to be deficient because cows they can get their minerals from hay and alfalfa and grasses and the cows here are fed a mix, so it's not all grain. There's a little bit of grain to get the fat up, but there's grass too, and I'm sure they're given mineral salts. Deer lick salt. Okay, deer lick salt. They do. They do. So, no, they're not deficient. The only thing that's deficient is your blood when you are a facultative carnivore trying to live on plants, primarily.
As nutrient dense as they used to be. And so I think I encourage everybody to go get their blood checked and see where they're at with everything because it is such an individual thing. And if you are in a northern climate or, a place where you're not going to get a lot of sunlight, of course.
I think genetically I am from a northern climate. We don't get a lot of sunlight there. We wouldn't for months and months and months out of the year. So I have to get my minerals through other sources anyway. I mean, yes, I can still get it through the sun. But that's why I eat organ meats and fat. Liver in particular. I haven't gotten into any other organs yet. I don't know I don't know if they sell pancreas or I don't like lamb though. I just can't get into lamb. I don't mind their livers, but I don't know. I would eat heart too if I wanted to, but I don't know how I feel about it. I like turkey heart, which is weird because I don't like turkey, but I like turkey heart. Yeah. Dude, eating turkey heart, by the way, it's literally like when you, it's similar to if you were to take a bite of like, I don't even know, like you take a bite of, you know how like some fruits, when you take a bite, it's only when you take a bite that stuff just starts to, like the juice just comes out and it just fills your mouth with all this goodness. Turkey heart is kind of the savory version of that. It's like when you take a bite of a cherry. It reminds me of that a little bit. The way the juice comes out. So good. You know I'm a true carnivore when I'm very descriptive with that kind of thing. So many people, ew, gross, gross, I don't want to try it now. Come on. I didn't even use bad words. It was like gravy. It's like it's got its own gravy. And even then people are like, is it stale, gross, ugh. Grow up, man. Come on.
Of course, vitamin D can become a problem and you should supplement. So I'm not against supplements, but I think that the approach should always be that they're supplements. They should supplement the diet that you're eating, right? They shouldn't.
I was tired till I started eating liver again. When I started eating liver again, the tiredness started to dissipate. I'm still having trouble with getting my sleep sorted out so that I can sleep all in one go. But I'm better energy-wise. I'm a lot better. So I don't like this thought of just like, oh, well, we have to do it this way because like we have to keep taking blood and draining your blood out and just blah, blah, blah. I really don't want to go into the office anymore to get my blood checked. I'll weigh myself tomorrow, see where I'm at. I'll update you because I don't eat liver consistently enough. Usually I will get good eating it for like a week and then I'll stop. So I'm going to start eating it consistently for like the next few months, at least a little bit each day like I have been doing. And I will tell you whether or not I'm starting to gain weight. Because I'd rather not eat any kind of liquid dairy if I can help it. It is helping my gallbladder, I think, a little bit. But no, I honestly... Anyway, back to him. So... you're draining already deficient blood out of someone. To check it, they have to keep checking every 3 to 6 months, and you're draining these deficient people. You're doing something, you're cheating. You're cheating or you're doing something that we don't know. In the public eye, like, once you're out of the public eye, you're off the cameras, you're not in a public venue where people will see you, you're doing something that we don't know about. Stop lying. Stop lying to us.
I'm in the place of the food. But I think that, if you're deficient or you're prone to one of those kinds of deficiencies, of course, I think it's appropriate. I don't know that vegans and vegetarians have a higher incidence of vitamin D deficiency than...
You don't know, even though it's completely clear and has been clear for years.
Anybody else. You may know more about that than I do.
Vitamin D inadequacy is pretty prevalent in the United States.
How would you not know that, Richy Poopy Pants? Your last name's Roll. What role do you think you have in nutrition? Not knowing that. You don't know anything. Abusing your kids with a vegan diet. Shame.
Around 70% of the population doesn't have what's considered to be adequate levels. It's not quite deficient. Deficiency versus adequate.
Below 30. Deficiency.
Inadequacy, there's a little different.
I think 30 is even deficient, to be honest. I think it should be like 60 to 70 or something.
But I don't know if vegetarians or vegans and or if they take the supplemental vitamin D3 form, which is commonly it's is lanolin, which is excreted from like the sebaceous glands of like sheep, so when they're making wool. Is that something you would take, or is that like against the vegan rules? Like, 'cause I don't know if the sheep get harmed or anything.
Right. Yeah. I don't know enough about that. I probably wouldn't take that. So I would look, I try to make sure that if whatever I am taking in is vegan in its origin.
I don't think so. I think you're cheating. I think you're doing something that we don't know about. I have my suspicions, and I always will. And I can't wait for the day that you have to come out and say it. I can't wait, because we're all gonna be flocking over, and oh my goodness, you're gonna get so much hate. It'll be mwah, chef's kiss.
So it can't come from animals, even if the animal's not dying or.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have to know specifically in each instance how that works, and the road gets narrower. You know what I mean? Like certain things you.
No, before the 10-year mark, he actually sounded like a young man. Now he sounds like, 70 or 80-year-old, almost. He sounds like he's getting to that point, even though he's not 70 yet.
Used to do, then I'm like, because it's different for me now. Like it's been an evolution, and I think that this is kind of an important point, which is there's this idea that certain people out there are like struck vegan overnight. I don't know anybody for whom that is the case. Like for everybody, it's a journey. It's like it's something that you evolve into if you're inclined, or if that's something that interests you. So the things that I'm sort of focused on now are different than they were in 2008 or when I began. Mm-hmm. So for me, I've become a lot more interested in other aspects of this lifestyle that originally weren't that interesting to me. And that's a whole other discussion. But and now also, I'm sort of this ambassador of vegan athletes in some regard, for better or worse. So I think it's important for me to kind of.
That's why I think he's on gear, or that he's cheating. He's doing something out of the public eye no one knows about. Only the family knows about it, and the family isn't going to tell. Once you see all your the people that you looked up to, Richy Poopy Pants, dying from your advice, you either better come out and spill it, or prepare for lawsuits.
Hold that space and to say like, yeah, I can do it without all these things, so you can too. So I can go out and be 100% vegan, 100% plant-based, and not ingest any animal products into my diet, and do these crazy endurance races as just a point of contradiction to conventional wisdom, so that other people can look at that and infer from that as they wish.
Well, that's it for that. I really think that he is lying. He is not being honest with any of us. I'm not gonna get behind this. And
I'm gonna take a nap.
oh, sorry, that's something I saved a while ago to watch for later. That's Vegan Gains. He basically, if you want to watch it, I put it in my community tab for those who haven't seen it. It's the full stream is it, well, it's not the full stream, but Veganism Exposed Reel uploaded it. And if you want to watch that, by the way, it's in my community tab. I just had to post it. I have one person that did see it, that I know saw it for sure. If you want to, it's there. There's a lot of quiet sections. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So I really think Richy here, Rich Roll, that is, not Richard Burgess. But Rich Roll is cheating. He's not being honest with us. Because you can't, after the 10-year mark, you start to suffer. There's something he's hiding. And once the people start dying from his advice, only then will he start to, realize like, oh shoot, I really screwed things up, didn't I? Out of the public eye, he's doing something that we don't know about. And there's people that'll be like, oh, but there's a lot of vegans that are athletes that can do just fine. No vegan can do just fine on a vegan diet if they're an athlete. None. Guaranteed. I know this. I have seen so many accounts of it. Too many to be convinced that vegans are okay athletically on a vegan diet. Sorry. Anyways, I will see you in the next video, guys. Later. Bye. Gerbs.